I've been asked to talk to you about why I chose to study law at UNSW, and when I was told that I'd be speaking, I tried to think back to when I was in Year 12, and to be honest, I'm in my 5th and final year. I couldn't remember a thing, which is a good thing because you'll be glad to know that you won't remember anything about the HSC in 5 years' time. What I do remember quite distinctly is that I went into my choices for university without any sort of clue as to where I was going to go and what I'd want to study. Not only did I have no clue going into main round offers, I'd strategically gone overseas as soon as the HSC finished, away from my parents and away from my friends, so they really couldn't influence me as to my decision. So I was a lot less prepared than you guys all tonight. I didn't come to any of these info nights. I pretty much just ended up sitting in front of the computer, researching, calling up friends, and reading a lot of glossy brochures. So today I thought I'd try and tell you the advice that I hoped, or I wish, I had received when I was going through my HSC at the time, on why I chose to study UNSW law and my experiences so far. So, firstly, why study law? For me, studying law has been such an enriching experience. The law really does affect everyone and has a profound impact on the self-image of society, on its standards of justice, and on its commitment to the rule of law and the defence of human rights. It's what makes our society operate as it does. It's what makes powerful people even more powerful and vulnerable people even more helpless. And a really good way that I've experienced this firsthand at UNSW is by working at Kingsford Legal Centre, which a few of you might have heard of already. KLC is a free legal centre that provides legal advice to those who really require it the most. All students at UNSW are able to take a clinical legal education course at KLC and receive credit for it. Not only has it been very eye-opening to see how the law operates on a grassroots level, it's really rewarding to see how the law can be used to help the most vulnerable people in our society. People who just can't get another ticket or a parking fine, people who are the victims of domestic violence, and people who've been discriminated against in their workplace. Studying law gives you a world of opportunities. As Dean David Dixon said, it really does take you anywhere. It's been amazing to see where a law degree has taken a lot of my peers. Apparently, as Generation Y, we'll apparently have at least 5 different jobs throughout our lifetime, and we won't be like our parents who stay in the one job till they die. In this context, I think having a law degree is extremely useful because the way you learn to think and analyse things as a law student is a skill that's really transferable to so many different industries and employers. And law can be a very stable career choice if you choose to go down that traditional law path of practicing as a lawyer. But it also gives you that opportunity to contribute to wider society in a way that might be a little less financially rewarding, but extremely humbling and fulfilling. Even in the 5 years that I've studied at UNSW, I've been able to see the diversity within the law through the opportunities that the law school provides. I've been able to do a clinic at KLC, as I mentioned. I previously interned at the Cyberspace Law and Policy Centre, which is one of the centres that we've got in our centres precinct. And in that role, I was contributing to a research paper that was trying to change the laws regarding internet codes and regulations. And in June, in 42 days, not that anyone's counting, I'll be travelling to New York to study at Columbia's Human Rights Institute as part of the new winter school programs at Columbia that the law school is providing to all students. So, why study law at UNSW? I chose to study at UNSW because apart from the great reputation that I'd heard from friends and family, I was really attracted to the small group teaching. Instead of jamming hundreds of students into a classroom this size, all our classes are small, like high school, applying the Harvard Socratic method where students and teachers have a dialogue around the material. At UNSW Law, you're noticed and your contribution is valued, and that's the actual way that you learn. Not only does this mean you're given the best opportunity to learn the content more thoroughly, it's also a lot less daunting and easier to make friends with the people around you. Which brings me to my next point, the people. The people at UNSW Law really make us different to other reputable universities in Australia. The students that are here, my personal friends, are outstanding individuals who will no doubt make incredible contributions to society one day, but they're also just very decent human beings. It's such a diverse group consisting of interstate students, Sydney-siders, and international students from all over the world. And the best thing is that everyone here is treated equally. It doesn't matter which high school you went to or where you live. It's all about making the most of your 5 or 6 years here. Apart from the students, this law school has some great alumni, great teachers, and staff. As you may know, last year our law school celebrated our 40th anniversary. I had the great pleasure of attending the 40th anniversary dinner, which just blew my mind as to how many great alumni we have out there, and talked to some of the leading academics in the country who call UNSW home. The dinner conversation that night was very interesting. One other point about UNSW law that distinguishes itself from other law schools is the active student life. I read an article recently in the newspaper about Australian university experiences and how isolating the experience can be compared to the American experience where everyone lives on campus in dorms for their undergraduate degrees. The author of the article said her daughter was just popping into uni for classes and literally running out the door as soon as they ended without making any new uni friends. This might be a pattern that you see at other universities or other degrees, but what I can say about the UNSW law experience is that it's hard not to get involved and make new lifelong friends through common experiences. Even with the benefit of having spent a semester overseas through UNSW's exchange program at an American university and staying in a dorm, I can definitely say that I've had a real university experience at UNSW. Having spent 5 years at this law school and having been actively involved in student life through Law Society, I've really benefited from the unique spirit that this law school embodies. Perhaps it's because we're a relatively young law school that's not complacent, but there is a strong sense in the student body and the faculty staff to make change for the better. The student body is very active through the Law Soc, which runs events every week through mentoring programs, social events such as Law Camp for first years, and internal skills competitions. Having worked closely with the law faculty for many of these events, I can testify for how much the faculty actually cares for student welfare and wishes the best for all of us. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time at UNSW. I can't believe 5 years has flown by so quickly. And I wish you the best of luck in your upcoming exams. And I really hope that I see some of you, or maybe not, as I'll be graduating, sorry, not that you're not going to come here. Hopefully I'm graduating. I hope that many of you will join the UNSW law community next year.